Now, with you and Angela, when it comes to this movement, man, and just enlightening everybody, what has been the reception so far with y'all going on tour with this thing?
Well, the people have definitely been coming out. I mean, I've witnessed lines wrapped around the building.
Yeah.
Not only that, but people standing up for this information because we have a limited amount of seating. And once the seats are filled up, I've seen people, and young people at that look like me, standing there with their phones out just recording, 3-4 hours straight because they're hungry for this information. So it's like people just want to be informed. It really ain't too much about politics. It's about being informed. We'll deal with all of that later. But let's get the information we need so we can figure out in what direction that we're going. And people are waking up. They're seeing what's happening to Kyrie Irving. They saw what happened with Nicki Minaj. They see what's going on with Boosie. They see what's happening to me. They saw what happened with President Trump, whether you support him or not. When you censor a sitting United States president, then that lets you know you ain't got no win. And it don't matter if you black, white, rich, poor, Democrat, Republican. This is about freedom. And so when we don't, if I don't have, for example, like the situation that happened with me on Hollywood Unlocked and Jason Unlee and with me on Dr. Phil, like they're telling me as a mother, I don't have a right to tell my son who has decided to transition that he's a man. I'm his mama. So you gonna censor me and silence me because I know what I gave birth to, I know what I raised, I know what the doctors wrote down on the birth certificate, I know what I reported at every doctor appointment. You know, I knew he had a penis before he did because I'm the one that taught him how to hold it and aim when he needed to urine. So it's like the censorship and the harm that it's doing to our community. So if you don't have a right to tell your son that he's a man, or that when he grows up, he should be a man. If that's not enough to wake up our community, if I don't have the right to tell black women, no, baby, it's another option besides abortion. Your children are a blessing. What if Kwame's mother would have aborted him? All those boys. This the one right here that God saw to make it and be away for your family, right? We don't get to play Russian roulette with our children. And we've all, a lot of us have done it. We've been there, me too. But when you know better, you do better. And it's just about how this system has tricked us into believing that they're doing us a favor when they are not doing us any favors. So I would rather have somebody like Trump, right, to tell you exactly what it is, not sugarcoat nothing, than to be in my face acting like you my friend and the whole while you killing me and you killing my children.
Patting you on the back.
That's where I'm at.
That's the worst. That's the worst type of person.
That's the worst. We need honesty, and sometimes the brutal truth is what we need. You can't handle it. Okay, we see that with Dave Chappelle. We see communities. The same person that's going after Dave Chappelle, Ashley Marie Simpson, the transgender man, is the same person that came after me on Dr. Phil. Right? So you got all of these tweets surfacing now where he has said all of these dangerous, harmful, threatening things to the Asian community. But you suspended me at $500,000, a verified account for telling a man if he come anywhere near my children, right? I'm talking about and minor children at that. Just because you identify with being a woman and you put a wig on don't mean that you had a right to tell me how to act or conduct myself as a mama. You still a man.
Sure is. Kwame, do you have, has any of the players, ex-players or players right now stepped up with you and Angela's movement to, to bag you guys, to help you out in any kind of way? If not, do we need to call out some of them?
Some of them on the sideline, but a lot of them are trying to get jobs, so they can't say anything. So it's all fear. They're being controlled by fear and not being able to get their own job. All of these people want to stand up, but it's just like stand up and then do what? Because they don't have the platform that I have. They don't have the platform that Miss Angela have or you have. So it's just like, they're like, yes, you keep going. I'm fighting with you, but I'm not gonna say nothing.
And I wanna just say this: like back in the day, what we saw happen with all of our leaders, right? Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, all of these people that were silenced, right? They were murdered. They was killed because they were preaching a message of truth, and they didn't want us to be liberated, right? They didn't want us to get that message. Well, today they're not necessarily just coming and grabbing you and hanging you from a tree. They're killing you in the media. They're censoring all of your pages. They're censoring all of your lines of communication. So what my organization needs, and I'm so grateful for Kwame for being in this fight with me, and it's not necessarily that we're just fighting every agenda. We just want to stand for truth.
Absolutely.
Right? That's what we want to stand for. Not only Kwame, but, Tony the Closer, you guys might be familiar with him. There have been a lot of people that have stepped up to get behind me, but, like they say, a lot of people just can't take the heat. Like, I'm built for opposition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Since
it looks like both y'all love opposition, to be honest with you. It seems like y'all just had the time of y'all life in that line.
But somebody has to stand for somebody. We need balance.
Yeah. That's right.
We need balance, right? Like, even in our families, we know we got some badass kids in our family. At some point, somebody got to tell them, boy, you need to go sit your head down somewhere now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that you don't love them. We need that balance. We done got too far gone. Mm-hmm. And we losing our children. We're losing our fathers, okay? We're losing everything that's basically tied to the existence of black life. Now we're losing our freedom.
Mm-hmm. What is it like when y'all find yourselves standing in that fire and, like you said, you got people that want to support, but then they really got to sit back from the sidelines and watch you going through hell instead of coming to your aid?
Keep being stronger, and hopefully that strength rub off on them.
And I want to say this: I completely understand how this body works, right? Mm-hmm. Because everybody is not even designed to be on the front line, right? Some people got to be behind the scenes to make sure that the people on the front line have everything they need, the resources, the vehicles, the tools, right, to get the work done. So if you listening and you not in a position for whatever reason, fear of losing your job, fear of being oppressed by your own people, whatever, there are still things you can do, right? You got connections in the media. Hey, bro, listen, put sis on your show. She got a real message, right? Some of y'all got money. You can donate discreetly. I ain't gonna tell nobody. You understand what But help us get the work done. Even if you can't show your hand, you can still be a part of this liberation and a part of this movement, because it's what we're missing right now.
Absolutely. Well, I'm definitely down with it. Y'all call me if y'all need anything.
Okay.
Kwame, another thing with you, I like your message. When I be looking at a lot of your lives, I'll kind of see you'll get on the subject of young black men, raising young black men, how your father had you get your hands dirty, got tractors and stuff, and you'll touch on that, and then you'll kind of go, another way. And I'd be like, I wish he would have stayed on that right there. Do you have something, in the works for, just, young men, raising black men? Because I think that's what we need out here. Like I said, I grew up in a single mother home, didn't have a father. So I was raised by the streets. A lot of guys had to, go to jail and, raised by clowns. Yeah. And if I had somebody like you, in my life back then, I think, I want to have to beat B-High. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I want to have such a bad attitude. But on serious note, is there anything in the works for young black men, or programs or something that you can maybe put in place and build on that?
Yeah, I actually was supposed to meet with King Randall. I met him down in Miami. I was trying to get him on my show. I need to reach back out to him. Things got kind of crazy for me, but I'm definitely trying to link up with King Randall, because what I'm not trying to do is reinvent the wheel when you have a brother that's already doing it, and he has a program out in the woods, he has military experience. So I'll do my part, and I'll link up with him, and we can just merge it all together, because my thing is the young people are the ones with the money. They're the ones with the most upside. They have the vision. They're youthful. So it's just that they spend their money on trinkets, the wrong things. I have cousins with no job with 20 pair of Jordans. They got every pair of Jordans, the cool grays or whatever coming out. Right. They're going to be the first ones in line.
I got cousins that's balling. I'm talking about paying $25 a month for Section 8. Y'all got all the latest cars, the latest fashions. Yeah. But King Randall, the name of his organization is the X for Boys, and that's somebody that I've taken up under my wing too, because he's down in Albany, Georgia, which you all know is the poorest city in the state of Georgia. Oh, wow. And so our black community down there, I want to say more than 70% is below the poverty level. So there is a need. But not only is there a need for King Randall in Albany, we need King Randalls everywhere, right? And that's why I was working with Trump, and I got a lot of hate for it, but I went in to get black men out of prison. And the reason why I went in to get black men out of prison was because I was a black mother that raised 3 black sons without a father, right? And I knew how detrimental, right, the impact of not having a father in the home had on my own sons. So from my own experience, right, I wanted to go in and figure out a way that we can start to rebuild the black community. Is for one, we need the father back in the home.
Facts.
That's what we need, right? Everybody needs to know their place. You understand where I'm coming from? So if the son is at home, for instance, I can use my own life story. So my son's father was taken away and sent to prison when my son when he was 10 years old. So you got this boy that's watching his mama. And in his mind, his mama is Superwoman. He's seen her survive, go through everything, right? Make it happen when we had nothing. And he's also in public school. He's also watching what's currently on TV. We seeing how all of these men are idolizing women to the point where they want to be women. Well, I have a son that loves me and adores me and idolizes me so much that he wants to be just like me instead of his father. Now, I don't know how to feel about that. Right? I love him. You my baby. I know you're supposed to be a man. This is your decision. But this is some of the reasons why we need the father in the home. So we got to stop pushing agendas that send our men to prison, separate our families, kill our friends. Because at the end of the day, you know, I went to prison for whatever reason, but I made my own decision. Didn't no white person hold no gun to my head now. Right? I made my own decisions, but the decisions I made were based off of a lack of information.
Come on.
Right? If I had have known before I went to prison that when I got out because I was a felon, that I wasn't going to be able to get no government assistance, wasn't going to be able to get no Section 8, wasn't going to be able to get welfare because I was a convicted felon, maybe I'd have made different decisions. Right? If I'd have known back then the impact of not having a father in the home, raising 3 boys would have had on my children, maybe I would have fought harder to keep my relationship. Instead of thinking, I don't need a man, I got this. Because I can afford $25 a month.
Right. That's
nah, I'm
they say
bothered.
that all the time.
Yeah, they say that a lot.